one for the blood god.
The forces of Chaos have been victorious over Superior Prime. The Chaos Lord Davros has secured the fortified strong point of Yorick's Fist. Having massacred the defenders and the local populace, Lord Davros is confident that the planet is secure. But the sky turns dark and the sun goes dim. The Drukhari have come when their prey is the weakest. Archon Vex, who strikes quick and fast, aims to take the head of Davros, slaughtering the population that was supposed to be his tithe from the Commonwealth slave pits.
How you going, guys? Dean from Blog for the Blood God here. I've got Lee from the Bloody Brush Studio with me today, and we're going to be recording the very first battle report for the new channel, the Adeptus Victorii.
Hell yeah. So basically just a big collective group of guys started a chain message essentially, hey, you get together over the summer and do some stuff, and it's turned into this pretty quick.
Yep, we've got a few different people with different areas of expertise that are going to be providing various hobby content for you.
That's it, and especially aimed at not just us Victorians from Australia, but also to everyone else anywhere. And if you want to hear some really annoying Australian accents, well, you come to the right place for it.
Yep.
So today, what are we doing?
Alright, so we've got a 2,000 point battle report. I'm running my world leaders, and we've got Dark Eldar on the opposing side.
The Drukhari, yes. Got to start getting used to calling them Drukhari now. It's a bit of a hard change, but
I'm old school like that.
Yeah, but basically, one of the things we're going to be doing today is running essentially a sort of narrative game. Where one of the things that I'll be trying to do with this new channel is to run some of the more narrative games, narrative campaigns, and things like that. So when you see me on the channel, it's most likely going to be doing all the narrative reports, full of story, things like that. And some of the other guys will be running things like, the competitive style games as well, and doing really in-depth tactical analysis. Other hobby content as well, such as making boards, doing terrain, things like that as well.
Yeah, so. Yeah, and there'll also be things like reviews and analysis of new releases and that sort of stuff as well.
So you can have everything, but today it's about the narrative game. So let's get on to the mission first. Okay, so the Dark Eldar today is going to be led by Archon Vex. Yes, I do have the Vizark model representing him today. It's just because I needed 2 Archons for this list, and I thought, why not have that beautiful model lead instead? So you will see him in some future reports as the Vizark, but at this stage it's just an Archon. He might be upgraded later in the narrative. Yes. But in regards to list, I'm running 2 detachments essentially. I've got the Battalion detachment and Spearhead detachment. So in the Battalion, I've got the 2 Archons. Archon Vex has the Warlord trait Hatred Eternal from the new chapter approved, which is reroll hit and wound rolls of 1 for this Warlord in the fight phase. And his relic is the Parasite's Kiss, which is a brand new one as well. Range 12, pistol 2, so 2 shots, strength 1, but wounds on a 2+ always. AP -2, damage 2, so that's pretty savage. Yeah, pretty savage. About time the Dark Eldar got some savagery. Yeah. I've got 2 carbon copy units of Carbolite Warriors. One of the Cyrite has a blast pistol, but they both have agonizers, blaster and splinter cannon, and they'll both be travelling in raiders with Dark Lancers. I've got 2 squads of 5 witches as well, both with power swords and the Venom Tab dual splinter cannons. And then also rounding off that list as well is I've got the Razorwing jet fighter with the 2 Dark Lancers and twin splinter rifle. I've got the Homunculus Covens as well as part of the Spearhead detachment. So I've got a Homunculus with Liquefy Gun and Mind Phase Gauntlet, 4 Grotesques, 1 with the Agonizer, 5 Racks in a Venom with dual splinter cannons, 2 Talos with 2 Heat Lancers, Kronos with all the upgrades that you can give it, and then to round that off as well, 5 Scourges with 4 Heat Lancers, and the Solarite has the Power Lance. So look, the list is okay, it's a well-rounded list. I wanted to show that there was, the Archons always hire the Covens to, join in with the army and take their pound of flesh, so to say, and just the normal sort of Carbolite raiding force that you find, which is essentially what's happening in this game.
Yeah, it's a really nice mix of units. It's not overly spamming or anything like that. So that's what I think that's what we want to see in narrative stuff.
That's exactly it. So, I tried to make it as round as possible. It'd be good to get some more Witch Cult stuff in there, but 2,000 points kind of limits you a little bit. Might see some points drops in the future with some of the Dark Eldar, like 25 points per heat lance is pretty steep.
A bit rough.
So, and I've got essentially, 8 in this army, so that's about 400 points almost tied up in heat lances.
Yeah.
So, if I dropped all those, imagine what else you can fill in this army. So,
Well, it'll be very interesting to see what happens when you get your own Drukhari codex.
yeah, well, hopefully mid next year we'll have some of that. So, anyway, next we'll go on to Dean's list.
So for my 2,000 point Chaos Space Marine army today, being led by
Lord Davros.
Lord Davros.
Lord Davros.
I'm looking at this here and I'm like,
I thought I fucked up. Led by Lord Davros, who's a ritual slaughterer who uses the blood of his victims to summon forth the demons of Khorne. And he'll be leading a convoy of Chaos Space Marines, so it's like a mounted division of sorts. We've got a battalion and a spearhead detachment. In the battalion, we have an Exalted Champion, a Dark Apostle, and then we've got 4 units of identical Khorne Berserkers, units of 8. That's right,
These things are
4. So 4 units of Khorne Berserkers, every single one of them has chain sword and chain axe, because, Khorne Berserkers, they don't need pistols. There's also a Power Fist in each squad, and then they all obviously have their own Rhino transport. And that rounds out the battalion detachment. And then Lord Davros himself is leading a spearhead detachment, which has got 3 Predators, with Predator autocannons on the turret, and las cannons on the side sponsons, and also a Vindicator. And you probably notice all the demons sitting over on this side, they're actually reinforcement points, so they're not actually part of the army, but I've got 141 points spare that I can use for summoning. So we'll see if Davros can get some blood on that axe, he might be able to summon forth some Fleshhounds or some Bloodletters.
Yeah,
who knows?
It's going to be good. Like looking at all these tanks as well, like it's going to be hard to pop a lot of that stuff and strip the wounds. But I think I have some of the tools to deal with it. I don't know how Archon Vex is going to try and pry open this armor, but we might see if we can do some feints, lure you in. We'll see what happens.
Ooh.
Anyway, let's get on to the mission next. Okay, so the mission we're playing to represent what's happening in this game is the Race to Victory Maelstrom of War mission. So basically, we've already deployed the armies and got the objectives down. So we've got objective 1 here, objective 4 over there. One of the objectives on there, I'm not sure what number, I think it's maybe number 3. No, be number 2. 6, 3, and 5. So basically, even though it's a match play game, we've put them in areas that would be strategic for the Dark Eldar and also for the World Eaters as well. So this mission though, draw 3 tactical objectives, and in this mission, players are attempting to achieve 10 tactical objectives before their opponent. The game ends at the end of the battle round, in which either player has achieved 10 or more tactical objectives. Otherwise, you end the game at turn 5, but then on a 3+, you continue so on until you achieve the 10 tactical objectives. Finishes at turn 7. Victory conditions: first player to achieve their 10th tactical objective score scores 3 victory points, and then Slay the Wall and First Blood and Mindbreaker as well. So yeah, this one's looking to be pretty hectic, fast, furious. So I guess we'll all see who gets first turn.
Cool.
Yep.
So here we go.
Now, because my army had less drops, I get +1 to my roll, and I'm going to roll a 5. Good luck.
Then roll a 6. No. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see if I seize the initiative. So that's 6.
Nope.
1. Oh, command point. Yeah, why not?
You can't use command points. Chapter approved.
Oh, not for seize the initiative.
No, they've ruled that all pre-game rolls are not allowing command
Well,
points.
there we go. All right,
So,
well,
good luck.
let's see how we go in this game. And we'll see you at the end of top of turn 1 soon.
I got Scour the Skies, so kill an enemy flyer, or model with a fly keyword, which is plenty easy because there's a lot of flying Eldar vehicles around. Then I also got Secure Objective 5, so hold it at the end of my turn, and Defend Objective 5, which is hold it at the end of the next turn, for 2 consecutive turns. And luckily for me, Objective 5 is right here. So all I'm going to do is get back onto that cannon, and I'll score myself some sweet points. Alrighty, so I've just finished my movement phase, so largely we've got 2 units of Berserkers have disembarked, and they're chasing down their prey. They're going to get stuck in. Then we've had the second 2 units of Berserkers move in with their Rhinos to sort of create a block at the front there. And the Predators and the Vindicator have stayed still to create that fire base. We've had this Rhino's moved back to capture this objective marker, and the second Rhino from these Berserkers has fallen back to make sure that he's ready to capture that one, just in case the orders come through and we need to get it. So that's movement phase done. Alrighty, we just finished my first shooting phase, and I have to say it was one of the most disappointing shooting phases I've ever had. So we had 3 Predators, all of which used their kill shot stratagem to manage to do a total of 4 wounds to that Venom.
How many wounds did he save?
So he was just rolling those 5 up into on saves so hot, and I was missing left, right, and center. So that was quite disappointing.
And one command point as well. So I would have been stripped of all my wounds. Decided to do that command point just to shove it up Dean, and
You rolled that lucky 5 up.
Yep.
Then we had Vindicator here, who fired at the Kronos, and managed to take it down to 1 wound remaining. But again, he got a lucky 6 up, feel no pain. That's it. So I didn't manage to kill anything in my shooting phase, even though this army actually has considerable shooting. So a bit disappointing, but we'll see. Combat's where it's at. Yep.
Here we go.
Alrighty, so we're just going to go into the close combat phase. So we've got Berserkers here are going to charge against this Drunk Raider.
Yep.
Who's actually like an inch closer. He just won't balance there. So we figured it's an 8-inch charge. We'll get him in.
Yep.
And they fail. However, they have an Icon of Wrath, so I'm going to re-roll that. And I'm going to make the 8.
Oh!
We've got a bit of Overwatch to do in a minute, so we'll figure that next. There's a lot of shooting to come out of that.
Alright, now this charge here is another is a 9-inch charge. Although I'm going to be ballsy, and they're going to charge all of those vehicles. So you can have plenty of Overwatch.
Let's see if you make it first.
But I'm not scared. So we're looking for a 9. And we get a 12! Rolling hot!
Now let's see the Overwatch.
So yeah, let's resolve the Overwatch and we'll get back to it. Alrighty, so we've just finished the assault phase and rounded out my turn 1. So we had the Berserkers made their charges, both of them, as you would have seen on the camera there. We had the Berserkers here destroyed that Raider, and all the guys piled out. Luckily it didn't explode, so I didn't get any like splash damage. And then over here we had the second unit of Berserkers. They charged in, they managed to kill this Venom. They took the Raider down to a single wound remaining, and this other Raider down to, I think it's 2 wounds remaining? No, 4 wounds remaining. So it did a fair bit of damage. I'm pretty happy with that. And that managed to secure me a couple of my objectives. So I had Scour the Skies, which was destroy a model with the fly keyword, which I managed to get 2. And secure objective number 5, which I've got here. And provided that in Lee's turn he doesn't kill that Rhino, I'll get defend objective 5 as well. So I'm pretty happy with that as an overall turn. But we'll see what Lee can do in revenge.
Do it. Alright, so I just drew up Big Game Hunter, so kill anything with 10 or more wounds in the turn, so that's any of the vehicles. Blood and Guts, so I've got to destroy 1 to 3 enemy units in the fight phase, so I think that's also quite doable. And then we've also got Defend Objective 2, which is sitting under the Vindicator over here. It's going to be much tougher, so I'm going to really have to try and push that Vindicator off. So I'll see what I can do, but yeah, it's a race against time. I've got to try and push that Rhino off there if I can. Don't know how I'll do it, but I'll see what I can do. So let's see what happens next.
And you're being recorded as we do this.
Good. Okay.
For real.
Dark Elder movement phase has just ended. So over here, units are disembarked, ready to jump off because we've got to try and shoot these guys as much as we can and then destroy them in the assault phase. Raider on 1 wound left can only move 6 inches, so he just potted to over here. He's going to try some pot lock shots with his Dark Lance, but who knows what's going to happen. Razorwing Jet Fighters come in, so he'll be there ready to try and take out the Rhino, as are the Scourgers. So first 2 lots will be obviously these 2 shooting at it, and then there's anything left, then he'll go after it. Venom's just hidden behind here as well. He's only taken 2 wounds, he's got 4 left. Here the 2 Talos moved up because they're their own individual units, so they can go wherever they want. So just depending on what happens in the shooting phase with their heat lancers, we'll be able to determine that. Kronos has moved up behind to provide his bubble, and also same as the homunculus, so that way everything is +1 toughness. That's got the common rules. Now the Archon has also moved up. He's there ready to jump in any fight phase and see how he goes. Archon over here, he's also moved up. So this is my little Archon, or the little Drakon, playing as an Archon, has moved up to support this combat over here. The Venom Disgorge, the Witches, and these guys are already locked in combat, unfortunately, so they'll be there just to provide some extra attacks. So hopefully the Archon can make it in, hopefully there can be some extra biff in that corner, but I don't like their chances too much against the Berserkers. So let's see how the shooting phase pulls next for the Dark Eldar. No Psychic. Okay, so bit of a lackluster shooting phase from the Dark Eldar with the Razor Wing, the Dark Lance, and all the Scourges only managing a paltry 6 wounds on the Rhino. All the damage characteristics, none were rolled above a 2, even with 1 command point used to re-roll. Bit unfortunate, but is what it is. Over here as well, all the Heat Lancers pretty much missed, so that's 4 Heat Lance shots here that missed. They're forced to hit the Talos, unfortunately, and with Smoke Launch, there'll be 5 here, so nothing there. And then pretty much Blast Pistol killed a Khorne Berserker over here, and that was because they're already locked in combat, so he was the only thing that could fire with his pistol. And that's pretty much it for the shooting phase, not too much else.
Some guys over here.
Oh yeah, so we lost about 3 or 4 Berserkers over here, 3 Berserkers I think, so that'll soften them up for the charge. Hopefully I can get those 3 kills this turn as well. Fingers crossed, don't know how it's going to go, but let's see what happens at the end. Alright, so the assault phase wasn't that good either. Trying to pull apart armoured vehicles isn't the easiest. So over here the Grotesques managed to do 9 wounds on a 10 wound vehicle. Just didn't get there in the end. That was also including Archon, Vex, and the Homunculus. Over here the Kronos and the Talos only managed to do 4 wounds. So the Talos are better anti-infantry than they are anti-tank. So back in the day they used to be tank smashers, these days they're not so much. On the flanks, so we've got all the Khorne Berserkers here are dead. This is the one where I thought they were going to struggle, hence why I sent the Archon off to try and charge, who failed. And then over here we've got 1 Berserker left. So we're all tied up into combat there. And of course over there charges failed, so that Rhino's still alive. And this turn I managed to score Blood and Guts, so I killed 1 unit. Because of this mission we need to try and score as many tactical objectives as we can to then end the game. This needs to occur now. So that's the end of Dark Eldar turn 1, and we're going to go on to World Eaters turn 2.
Alrighty, so at the end of Lee's turn, I managed to score Defend Objective 5 because he was unable to kill that Rhino off it. So I scored that, and then I've drawn 3 new cards. I've got Hold the Line, which is at least 3 of my units and none of my opponents within my deployment zone. And luckily the deployment zones that we had for this one were essentially 12 inches from the edges and all the way up to the center line was my deployment zone. So that means that Lee's got no models within my zone, so I'm automatically going to get that. I've got Kingslayer, which is kill the enemy warlord, and then I also got Will of Chaos, which is basically I roll a d6 and I have to get that objective marker. So let's roll her up. Got to get objective marker 5, which I'm currently still parked on. So that's another 3 really easy victory points to get. Kingslayer is probably the only one that I'll have to struggle with, but with the amount of Berserkers I'm about to throw at his warlord, I think I'm going to get it. So get
Down
next. Alright, let's do it. Alrighty, so we've just finished my movement phase. It was pretty simple. We essentially just had, there was the 2 Rhinos parked in here. The Berserkers have disembarked, ready to get munching into this stuff. The 2 characters, the Apostle and the Exalted Champion, have both disembarked as well, just to make sure that their area buff is affecting the Berserkers in combat. And then the 2 Rhinos just moved out of the way. The Rhino that was over here has moved around to the corner here, so he's still holding that objective, but he's a little bit further away from the threats on the table. And then my gun line has just stayed put so that they get maximum utility out of their heavy weapons. So yeah, pretty simple movement phase. But let's do some shooting, and hopefully the Predators don't completely whiff this time. Ha ha ha. So that's the end of my second shooting phase. So we had all of the Predators opened up on the Homunculus because he was providing a toughness boost to the models around him. And conveniently, he was right at the front of that combat. So when I fell back out of combat, that opened him up and I could shoot him. And they managed to put him down. It did, however, take 2 of the 3 predators to do so. Just because Lee with his saves. Then we had the second one fired everything it had into the Talos and did a couple of wounds there. The 2 rhinos and the Vindicator fired everything they had into the Kronos and failed to kill it. Lee got lucky with a command point reroll and managed to save one of the wounds. So that was pretty much my shooting phase, but it's all about combat in this game. So let's see what those berserkers can do. Alrighty, so then we have the end of my close combat phase. So we had basically all the berserkers just charged in and blended thoroughly. Oh. Their blades were sharpened and they just minced straight through. I used the veterans of the Long War stratagem on this unit here, so they munched through the monstrous creatures. And then this unit here basically piled in, did all of their attacks against the Warlord first, and managed to kill him. And then with their second round of attacks, they managed to kill most of the grotesques. Lee did use the command points to interrupt, but was only able to kill 2 berserkers with his interruptions. So
Pretty good save roll from Dean as well. It would have left more alive.
he was like 8 saves and I failed 1 or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
and it was at neg 1 as well, a lot of it. So it was just one of those really good rolls that, you know, just kind of turns the tide on those things. So, but I've got a few plans still, so hopefully I can pull them off. That's the other thing.
Yep. And so we also had the lone berserker over there, took 3 warriors down.
Remove them, 1, 2, and 3.
But then he was taken down in return. But as a result, I scored all 3 of my tactical objectives because I'm holding the line still. I got the objective number 5, which was my Will of Chaos, and I also got Kingslayer. So it's a very successful turn for me. I'm very happy with the way that turned out. However, I've left myself quite exposed now. There's no more berserkers in transports, so depends on what shooting's coming back at me, I guess. We'll see how it goes.
Alright, so after that disastrous last turn for the Dark Eldar, we've still got enough to kind of claw some victory back here. So my tactical objectives are behind enemy lines, which I believe I can achieve. Psychological warfare, which is going to be really tough considering what's here, and there'll be leadership 9 with the Exalted Champion nearby. And big game hunter I should be able to get. So these 2, not going to be an issue. This one will be a little bit tough. And remember, it's a race to score 10 tactical objectives. Dean only has to do another 4 to achieve that. So if we might not be able to beat him to it, but we've got to start scoring these, so that way come the end of the game, I've actually got some stuff going. So let's see what we can do in this next phase. Alright, so Dark Eldar movement phase. Move the 2 squads of Cardboard Warriors up, as we need to start to get them back into the game. I moved the this Sly Archon, who was waiting for Vex to die or be removed from battle to take command, so now it's his shining moment. Will he be able to do something? We'll find out in the combat phase there. But in the meantime though, the Razorwing Jet Fighter has just zoomed across, ready to try and take out that Rhino. We've got the other 2 Venoms, which have also moved up into the deployment zone of the World Eaters, because they need to try and get them behind enemy lines. Cards there. Then we've also got Scourges that have moved up, and then also Racks, which have embarked onto the Raider here. So yeah, we've got a little bit to happen in the next sort of turn. Don't know how we're going to go, but let's try all the best for these boys. Okay, so another whiffy turn at shooting. So miss with the Dark Lance. I was always going to miss with that. So what do you do? 5s to hit. It's only got 1 wound left. Scourges only managed to roll a 2 for a damage roll on the Predator. So
2-4.
Yep, and then the Dark Lance shot at it as well. 1 hit, scored a wound, and didn't roll higher than a 2. So that's 5 damage rolls that have gone through. I haven't rolled higher than a 2 yet, so it's going up by turns. So before it was all 1s, 2s. Next turn it's all 3s. That's how it's going. So by turn 5 or 6, we got well. However, over here the Splinter Cannon opened up on the Rhino and managed to kill it. So Dean failed 1 of his wounds, only had 1 wound left. So that gets me the big game hunter objective. So we're tracking okay for some of the objectives this turn, even though we haven't done much. Otherwise in shooting, yeah, not too much else has really occurred. We lost a few Berserkers over here, about 3, so I think they'll still be alright. you know, it's going to be tough, but we'll see what we can do. Anyway, next up is the charge phase. Okay, so end of the combat phase. One wound was taken off the Rhino over there. The Archon and Grotesque did absolutely nothing. I think they killed one Berserker?
Yeah, one or two. I think they might have took one each.
Yeah, so there wasn't that many, so yeah. And that was essentially it. So it's not looking too sharp for the Dark Elder at the moment. I've still got a little bit to play with, but you know, it's just depending on what Dean draws next, it could be really tough for us. But I did manage to score Big Game Hunter, which was good because I killed one of the rhinos, so that's good. Gonna discard Psychological Warfare, and behind enemy lines, because I've got 3 units in his deployment zone, I can get up to D3 points, and I get 3.
Wow.
So there we go. So 3 points on that one.
Interesting swing. That might put you back in the game, Lee.
I know. Oof. Oh, I'm excited.
Alrighty, so I've just drawn my tactical objective cards for my turn 3. So I got Blood and Guts, which is just kill an enemy in the close combat. Defend objective marker 3, which is over here, which is going to be kind of difficult because I have to hold it for 2 consecutive turns. And then I've got Mission Critical Objective, where I have to roll a d6 and try and control the corresponding objective marker. So let's see what we got. Number 3. So, looks like regardless of whether it's easy or not, going that way. Alright, let's get it done. Alright, so we're at the end of my movement phase for my turn 3, and all of a sudden some big clouds of blood have started raining down onto the battlefield. Drukhari are like, whoa, what is going on here? As Lord Davros performs a dark demonic ritual, and he's going to attempt to summon some bloodletters into the field. Please not love it. So let's see what my roll is. So I got a 1, a 1,
Ooh.
and a 6, so that's a total of 8. He does suffer a mortal wound because there's a double in there. So he's going to suffer a mortal wound, and then he can summon a unit that's power level of 8. So I think that's just going to get me 10 bloodletters, but I'll double check that. Alrighty, so that's the end of my movement phase. So we've had this rhino's moved across here to get on this objective. Just before it moved, we had some berserkers jump inside so that even if it gets exploded, there's still berserkers on that objective. This rhino stayed still because he's locked in combat, and he didn't really have anywhere to go anyway. The Vindicator's moved over here so that he's got line of sight down to the Ravager down there, or Raider. Predators stayed where they were. The 2 characters have moved across so that they can engage with this venom. These berserkers have moved up around the flank to try to get down to those sneaky guys down the back there. And then the big development obviously was Lord Davros summoning. We looked up and it's actually 20 bloodletters for 8 power level. So
And he'll make
Lee
a
is
charge.
not happy.
he'll make that 9-inch charge. He'll make it.
We'll see, we'll get it on camera. So we'll go into shooting phase now and we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we had a really, really successful shooting phase there. Using kill shot on the predators, we were able to take out a Razorwing jet fighter.
Yep.
And a venom as well.
Yep.
But the venom was dropped down to a single wound remaining, and then I remembered about this bloke hiding under the sky shield. So he managed to take off that last wound, which was really good. Then the Vindicator shot and blew up the Ravager. And that pretty much sums it up.
Yep.
That's
That's it. So
We're going to jump into some combat.
Let's see if
Let's
these boys make
let's
it.
get this roll. I
Yep.
think this roll's going to be epic. So
This is the
we're
close
looking,
roll.
we're looking for a 9. We've so far got 5.
Ooh.
So now it's a 4 up to make it.
Did you get it?
I told you he'd do it.
Alrighty, the end of my favourite phase, combat. So we had the Bloodletters made their charge in, and we got rid of those dudes. We had these 2 characters charge the Venom, took it down to a single wound remaining. And then over here we had 4 Berserkers charge the unit of warriors that was here, and 4 guys managed to take out all 10. So pretty successful combat. And for the end of my turn, I get Blood and Guts. I managed to kill 2 units in combat, so not quite enough to get the D3. And I get secure objective 3 over there, but I won't have defend. I'll have to wait and see if that rhino's still there at the end of next turn. So we'll see how we go.
Okay, so I'm really grasping at straws here for this game. So I pulled secure objective 6, which is not going to be too hard for me to do. Defend objective 3, this is going to be real hard. And Kingslayer I'll probably have to get rid of at the end of this turn because I'm really not going to be able to pull this one off. Unfortunately, just due to what I have available. So I might be able to score another 2 objectives, and I'll have to do it in each other turn. So I don't think I can do it, but you know, I might be able to deny him and then maybe get myself into pending. So let's just see what we do. Okay, so had the venom dropped off some witches who then moved up through there. I've got a little plan with these. It's nothing special. It's just to do some. I got an idea for what I want to do with something, so that's all it is. Venom went up there to claim that objective, so he'll hold that, which is fine. This rhino will survive. I can't help that. I can contest it. That's it. So you don't get to defend, and I've got troops which will hold it. So there you go. And then I'll just move these guys up here as well because I've got a little plan. It's not going to do much, if anything at all, but it's just to help out with some things I need to do. So move on to the shooting phase next. Alright, pretty quick phase because these guys advanced. The blaster shot, -1 to hit, so forced to hit and then failed, is what it is. And then witches over here, took a pot shot, killed a bloodletter, and then the witch over there managed to do a wound on the rhino, but on the predator, but
Managed to save it.
You're
the only one who can make saves.
Now, combat. Oh, yep, over here did 2 wounds on the exalted, the apostle. Yep, so just a couple more wounds taken out there. So yeah, now time to see if I can pull some tricks. All right, so this turn was just about securing some things up. So Witch's charge, lost 1 to Overwatch there, but they've managed to do 1 wound on the Vindicator, but tie the 2 vehicles up, which is kind of handy. And then I had the other 2 which try and charge the 2 Predators, but Overwatch managed to kill them. And over here, did absolutely nothing as well. So to wrap it up though, I did secure objective 6, and I haven't defended objective 3, but I've denied it so far to Dean.
So you do hold it.
So holding it,
as long as I don't kill you, which is unlikely.
That's it. So yeah, we just got to see what we do now up until the next phase. So there we go.
Alright, so to start my turn 4, I drew 2 new objective cards. So I had Defend 3 from the previous turn, and I got Secure 6 and Secure 3. So that objective over there is still very important. Objective number 6 is underneath this venom. So basically all I did was I moved this rhino out of the way, and the bloodletters have moved over this way. They're going to attempt to charge there and then capture that objective. Then I moved the Vindicator over to there. He just moved and advanced. And so I'm now contesting that objective. All of the characters have moved in towards these witches. This Predator moved back, so he's fall back out of combat, so he can't shoot, but he did move. This Predator stayed still. He's going to take some pot shots at the venom up on the hill, and then this Predator moved forward so that he could get some supporting fire. So pretty simple movement phase. We're going to jump into some shooting and see if I can take out that venom. Alright, so the first one we've got here is this Vindicator. He's going to shoot at the venom up there.
Yep.
He moved, so he's -1 to hit, and then he's also -1 from the Dark Eldar special rules. So he gets 2d3 shots, so 4 shots from his autocannons, and 2 shots from his las cannons. Looking for 5s, so we got 1 hit there. That's a wound. And
He did.
failed, you say.
6 up.
Does he explode?
No. No. So he's gone. There we go. That's another point.
So now I secure objective 6. Now all I need to do is get that objective over there with some combat, and that'll end the game.
Yeah. As long as you make the charge, you won the game.
Alright, so let's roll the charge. So, I don't know what we're looking for.
5 or 6.
So
9, you're
9
in. And I think that's game.
Yeah, because they'll pretty confidently kill that.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's game there. That's 10 objective cards scored, and he's way ahead on points. So we'll wrap up the game now.
Alrighty.
Good game.
Very good game.
So Archon Vex couldn't exactly take his prize, which was the head of Lord Davos.
Yeah, Davros was still on a high from cleansing this planet. Khorne's favour was clearly upon him.
That's it. And managed to, just pretty much like an annoying fly, just swat them away. So Yeah, it was an interesting game though. Like, I think the deployment time actually helped getting the extra.
Oh, definitely. Giving my
distance up.
Berserkers the ability to get that turn 1 charge, that was huge.
Yeah, and making sure having the icons on there to reroll, because there were 2 failed charges there as well, which would have been a bit of doom for Dean, or at least I would have whittled down. It would have been a bit different, but getting those 2 charges off, which kind of held things up there, and then also having a few whiff rolls as well on the destroying the vehicles to crack open those cases for the Dark Eldar. Yeah, just didn't work out in the end, but that's the way this game rolls. I would have been really interested to see the Archon if he actually got to fight with some of his Warlord traits as well, which was rerolling 1s to hit and wound, which would have been really good against the Berserkers. But yet again, we have to wait for the Codex and see what it brings out for him.
Yes, see, we're lucky. I'm lucky that I have a Codex, and a lot of the strengths of this army came from the Codex, like the ability to summon those bloodletters. I know you could do that in the Index, but they got cheaper in the Codex, so you can fit more of them in. And the characters that you can use to summon with are really, really good. So there's a really good swing there. Summoning is amazing. I don't know why it's taken me this long to actually play with it, because it's powerful.
Yeah, it's just essentially reserves, and you roll and then choose what you want to bring in, as long as it relates to that power or that god. So that's really interesting. One thing I'm looking forward to, one thing I'm actually interested about in Drukhari getting their new codex as well is, they're similar to the Cornate list, is where they essentially miss out on a whole phase. So there's one whole phase of the game where they don't get to do anything. So it's, one of the things I'm hoping for is they get to compensate for that as well in other areas. So without running sort of spam lists like Venom spam or Jet Bike spam or something like that, which is can be unfun when you start to run those lists. Especially at those higher points levels. So I'm interested to see what they do, because I think the Dark Elder could be quite powerful coming into 8th edition with new stratagems and things like that.
It'll be the stratagems. There'll be like 1 or 2 stratagems that are really, really good.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I'm keen to see how they kind of split the armies up when you got Covens, you got the Cabals, you got the Witch Cults, and then all the different factions within those. Yeah. It could be a bit of a monster book.
It could be. And there could be some, like, similar to how we have Legion traits and you've got chapter tactics, there could be some interesting stuff with
Cabal with Black Hearts. There's 6 or 7 really notable ones. It'd be good to have a generic one as well if you want a sort of generic list.
Which they probably will, same way we got Renegade chapters, like Renegade Legions.
Yes, that's it, and it's good for the Red Corsairs.
Yep. So, and I reckon there'll be some, like, -1 hit if you're outside of 12 inches, similar to Alpha Legion and Raven Guard. That seems to be a recurring theme through codexes. So
and I'm really keen to see if they do, because me and Rick Babb, who's behind the camera at the moment, there's his big thumbs up. We were talking about the old Night Shield rule that the Dark Elves had, which was -6 inches to target that unit. That'd be cool to get back as well.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, so that way you can get some of your big guns in range, and then at the same time stay out of range too.
It's kind of like a reverse of one of the Astra Militarum regiment traits, which gives them an additional range to their guns.
Yeah.
If you had a version of that, but it's reducing the range of your enemy's guns, it'd be an interesting little interplay.
Yeah, and that's where, like, you're making sure your pre-measuring is actually pretty good, and having the good tactics in mind to think that through. So yeah, anyway, that's about that with this game. So
big takeouts for me was I greatly underestimated summoning. Summoning is amazing, and if you ever take a unit of Khorne Berserkers and you don't put an Icon of Wrath on them, you're an idiot.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
It's only 10 points, and I would sooner drop a Berserker and add in that Icon than max out the squad, because the chances of increasing the chances of making that charge is absolutely imperative.
Yeah, having those rerolls, like what this game is about, is where you can find your rerolls and get them to come in. At the moment, unfortunately for the Dark Elder, it's only with command rerolls. That's literally it. We've got nothing to reroll anywhere else. One of the things that I really want to see improve as well is, like, Heat Lances, I think, have to drop in points, especially if you're running them on just the units that they're viable on. You're going to be out of your range. Most of the time those units will be shot dead before they can actually bring it to you. So it'd be good to see it drop down to about, I reckon 15 points is good, because you're going to lose 1 or 2 before you can
even
shoot
15 points. Like, a Melter Gun's not even that high. I think a Melter Gun's like 17 points.
Yeah.
And Melter Gun's better.
Yeah, that's so. The Heat Lance is better, but they're not on troops as strong, and you have to run it in smaller units. So that's where the pain comes in. They're only strength 6 as well. That's the other thing. So when you come up against Astartes tanks, they're usually toughness 7 to 8. So you need 5s to wound, and at 25 points, it's pretty hefty. I think.
I think that's, yeah.
And especially if you have to run 2 of them on a Talos. So I've loaded out all mine to have heat lancers back from 7th edition. I don't have the guts to pull them off and cannons instead. Might be the better option, I don't know, but
Just buy another 3, you'll be right.
yeah, well, I've got another 2 or 3 sitting at home actually. So
There you go. What are you complaining about?
I don't like to complain. No, I like to see improvements. There's no complaints. I like to see improvements.
Yes.
Anyway, that's that. So if you like this sort of stuff and you want to see more of it, let us know because there's a lot of us here that are really keen on doing this.
Yeah, we've got a club of probably like 20 or 30 people now that are all itching to get in on battle reports. So I'm pretty sure we can do any faction
Any faction,
against any faction.
any style of game you want, competitive, non-competitive.
Yeah.
So you want the tactical analysis? We've got some of the best players in Victoria who go off and represent Australia as well in ETC and ATC events, which is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever been one of those guys, so I won't play them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there you go.
We'll see. We'll get them on. They're really smart. You'll learn a lot from them.
That's exactly it. So hopefully you've got a bit out of this. Hopefully we can do bigger and better narrative reports, campaigns as well, which something I'm really keen on doing. And
You never know. Maybe we'll get a rematch out of this.
Oh, I think there'll be a rematch. I think Vex, who slunk away, you thought he died. You thought the Berserkers thought they got him, but he managed to slink away, and there was something stirring, something with the Yanari.
Oh, you think he's going to go get some reinforcements?
Yeah, I think
Go
there's
muster his forces.
the Cabal of the Eternal Thirst has something up their sleeve, I think, and I think they might be coming back pretty soon with some powerful reinforcements. So watch the space. All right, Dean, thanks again, and
Thank you.
we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
One for the blood god.